Martins Aturelu, Voltage of Hype, that's what he calls himself, joins us on the program. He's a hype man. Martins, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, I want to start with a very controversial question that people have always asked.
Okay.
Is hyping a job exactly? Because people have asked that question. Is this really a job?
Yes, it is.
Tell us how it's a job.
First of all, you know, hype was something that was never really appreciated, you get me, until the lockdown, like the corona lockdown stuff, you get. I think it was like from 2020, like somebody like me, from 2020 was when I actually spring up. But I was hyping before in a club, you get me, as normal. Normally you see hype in clubs and not more than that. But from 2020, 2021, now you can see hype as an headliner for a show, you get me. So hype is a profession because you can't do a party and there is no hype in it, you get me. There must be an hype man in the party. If you go to a show, you go to weddings, you go to clubs, if there's a gathering and there's a DJ, there's definitely going to be a hype man there. So a hype man is also important in your event, just like your MCs, your DJ, or whatever you call it. So hype is actually a profession. So because that's what I do.
So you can say, you can proudly look at somebody and say, as a profession, I'm a hype man.
I proudly do that. I've gone to tours in the UK, in the Europe, as an hype man. Not like I'm going with somebody single-handedly. I'm doing my tour this week, next week in the Europe. I'm doing Germany, France. I'm doing Italy, you get me? So if it's not a professional job or if it's not something that is to be reckoned with, I don't think you will go on a tour in the UK with it, you get me? So
since you don't have I don't know whether it's a right now, because if you're hyping stuff, you're hyping somebody's sound, you're hyping stuff. Well, if you're going on a tour as a hype man, what exactly are you hyping to? Is it somebody else's record?
I have my own records.
Okay.
I have a couple of records. I have like, if they're not ginger, you ginger yourself. Nobody clap for you, clap for yourself. Those are my records. I have Amapiano, go, they carry, they go. I have Don't Pressure Me. I have a lot of them.
Oh, you're the guy that did that? Okay.
Yeah, I did Amapiano, go, they carry, they go. I did Don't Pressure Me. I did Ginger Yourself is just the recent one that is trending everywhere. You get me? So apart from hyping to other people's stuff, I have my own stuff I do that I hype to. You get me?
So to me, that sounds like a musical record.
Yes, more like it.
More like it.
Yeah.
So if that's it, or part of it, convince me. If I'm hiring an MC for my event, why do I need a hype man? An
hype man comes in for the after party of your event.
Okay.
Because you can't bring an hype man to the starting of the event. An MC has to handle the event in a more corporate way. And hype man is one that brings the ginger to the party. So you cannot start the ginger of the party at the start of the party. So that's where the hype man comes in at the after party. Yeah.
Okay, so what does the hype man do at the after party?
Now that's the time that you take the people from being corporate into the party mood. So an hype man brings the party to any audience. You don't have to go to the club to party. You can be here and a hype man comes here and everybody will get turned up here. So an hype man brings the party to anywhere because the hype man is the life of the party. So anywhere the hype man comes in, the life of the place.
So let's do a bit of learning for people who are interested in the space you operate in. Let's talk about the artistry.
Okay.
Referencing things like, if you know our brothers in the East, when they are singing, even here in the South, Southwest, when they are singing the Fuji songs and all of that, they look at people and they begin to, you know, eulogize them. And they cast their spray them. So walk us through your own modern kind of artistry in how to bring that vibe that you talk about to energize a party.
The thing is, when it comes to hype, it's like, it has different segments,
Okay.
There's a part where we call the vibe. There's a part where we call the rhythm. There's a part where we call the lambas, You see, the vibe is that point where you just vibe along with the DJ. Like I said, Amapiano go, they carry, they go. That's just the vibe. So once you hear it and the DJ is playing the Amapiano sound, you just tend to just move. Do you understand? You just tend to move because that's the vibe. So once you're listening to it, you must definitely move your body. You understand? And some persons here, when they are happy, they show love. So if you are as an hype man, you can bring the happiness to the party.
For the non-Nigerian people, what does it mean to show love?
That's money now. They spray you money. So they spray you money. So if you can bring the happiness to the party, people spray you. You don't have to even call anybody's name, actually. People deliberately want just to like, this guy, you did try. They will just spray.
Aren't you then a threat to the musician that has been invited to play at the party?
No,
because part of what you're doing is creativity to get people, to come alive, put on their dancing shoes and get on the dance floor.
You're not really a threat. You're not really a threat because a musician comes on stage. Let's assume a musician has like 3 hit songs. He comes on stage and performs the 3 hit song for like maybe 10, 15 minutes. But a hype man can be on the microphone for an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, straight up. So it's not the same thing, it's different energy. A musician comes on stage and just performs his track and it's okay. But a hype man will be on that stage for straight 1 hour and he's doing his thing. You understand? So it's not the same thing at all. It's 2 different things.
So we can understand strongly the place of hype man, maybe in closed spaces like clubs, but outside the club spaces, we're trying to query the relevance. So how much of respect do you earn as a hype man, say, by the industry colleagues and some other people within that space? Because it's important we posit that.
A whole lot of respect, actually. Because, first of all, you have to know what you are doing and believe in it. Personally, me, Voltage of Life as an hype man, I've headlined so many concerts. Like the video that was played a few seconds ago before we started talking, that's a concert. That's not a club. That's like a normal concert. I normally host my own concert every year. You get me? So we'll try to make you understand that hype is not just in the club. It's not just in the club. I have tracks that are featured in. I've done a track with Orezi. You know Alaji Orezi? So I've done the song with him. It's not my song. It's Orezi's songs, and I'm featured in it. I have a couple of artists I've worked with in the industry, not upcoming artists, I mean big artists. I have a record with Mastercraft that we're already working on. So we gain our respect from both producers, artists, DJs. It's not just one-sided. From all parts of the entertainment industry, we gain our respect from it.
Wow, that's interesting. Interesting financially, if you know what I mean. If you gain your recognition from artists, from DJ, from even musicians. And you said earlier that you've traveled, the world just to do hype.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get a feel of what your hyping work is like, at a concert, and then we'll be back to talk about, with back talk about that after the break.
All right.
Tell us about this. What were you trying to convey here?
Okay, what I was trying to say is it's very simple. It's something that Ginger Yourself is one content that is not restricted. I can perform it anywhere, even in the church. Trust me. Now, this is trying to tell you, if they're not ginger you, ginger yourself. Nobody clap for you. Clap for yourself. Yourself, you don't try for yourself. See many battles when you win by yourself. Now, this hype has to do with you trying to skate through where you're coming from, where you are now, even if you have not gotten to where you are going. That's why I said, if they don't ginger you, if nobody comes to appreciate you, appreciate yourself, man. You'll be doing this for a very long time. You'll be trying to make ends meet, and you are still trying. So even if your target is, there's a difference between a deadline and a target. So if some persons be like, I need to make 100 million this year. So if they make 50 million, they are not happy. That's a deadline. Me, I feel like a target is better. If I don't make 50 million this year, I'm going to make it next year. So for the 50 million I've made this year, let me clap for myself. So that hype is trying to tell you, appreciate yourself.
So have you made 50 million this year from hyping?
We are just starting.
It's March only.
We are just starting. This is just March. On God, we'll do it.
Okay. So what's the potential value that DJs, artists, music record managers see in hyping, that they consider you exceptional, such that you bring some form of value to their gigs, and then they must have you on it?
The thing is,
do you hype to a musician's songs? Do you take a line from their song? Help us understand it.
Yeah, definitely you must hype to a musician's song, because the DJ must play a musician's song for you to hype to. Do you understand? Now, like I said, you must understand the craft. You must understand it. So if you understand it, you'll be able to perform anywhere at any time. Because I always use myself as an example. When it comes to the hype industry, I'm already like a name to reckon with. Do you understand? So if you tell these DJs, promoters, I'm bringing vote to your vibe, they understand who is coming. Because why? I don't show so many workings. I have so many records there. On my page, on my YouTube, you see videos of concerts. You see my personal records, not just me vibing to people's songs. Personally, what I've written with myself, with my own hands, and what I've recorded, you see people vibing to it, word for word, just like the way you vibe to artist songs. So if I'm telling you, if a promoter is telling you, bring vote to your vibe, you should understand what he's trying to say. Because this is not just a normal hype man that is still up and coming. It's already established there. Like, if you call hype man, like, do you know vote to your vibe? He say yes. Do you understand? So if you are telling a client, we need vote to your vibe on this gig, the clients understand. I've worked with brands, a lot of brands. I've worked with NSC, I've worked with...
Don't call them, they didn't pay for it.
They didn't pay for it. I worked with so many brands, you understand, in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. So people already understand what hype is about, and it's well valued.
So we're going to come to your background. I know you reside in Benin and all of that, but still talking about value, bringing the value that hyping is bringing to the table. We've seen DJs, for instance, signed to record label, exclusive, Neptunes, and all of these guys. I don't know how many hype men have been signed to record labels because of the energy they bring to the game. So what is missing? Why are they not doing that?
So hype men are literally, I see them like a solo artist. Do you understand? Not that they cannot be signed to a record label. I've had 2 offers to be signed to a record label, but I turned it down for reasons best known to me.
It will limit your money.
First. And it will limit so many things, because it took me my personal strength to build the brand to this point. Do you understand? It's not like you just saw me on the street and like, oh. So there are some rules I cannot bend to, because, man, there's a lot I've done on my own. Do you understand? And the label don't want to hear you say that, because they feel like we are coming to do the remaining a lot for you. But then again, it is what it is. We have hype men that work with labels.
Okay.
I have them as friends that work with labels. I have hype men that work with artists. They are personal hype men to artists. Do you understand? I have some working with brands, signed. Since the DP will not call their name, but signed. Like when you call this brand, this is the hype man attached to this brand, and everybody knows. Do you understand? So
help us understand, did you set out, because it's a relatively new genre, did you set out to become a hype man? And if you did not, what were the circumstances that led you into this specific genre?
I didn't really set out to become an hype man, but it has to start from somewhere. Do you understand? It started from me listening to music. It started from me watching videos on YouTube, not really hype men videos. I was watching musical artists videos, and I tend to discover that these artists are actually hyping their songs. The audience are actually singing back to them. That's actually the job of an hype man. Carry the crowd along they sing back to you, you give them a word, they give you the response. So I've watched artists perform, particularly Wizkid. I've watched him perform. I'm always on his YouTube. So that was where I was like, I think I can do this thing. It's not just to play people's song. Then when it gets to the part where the crowd needs to respond, then I bring down the sound, then they respond. I think that's like the job. So that was where the thing actually started from. So from there, I now discovered that you can have your own stuff. Do you understand? So I think from watching those videos on YouTube, that was where the spark came out from. It's not that I'm voting your vibe and this guy is my mentor. I don't have anything like that. I watched videos, I got the spark, I worked on it, created my own stuff, and it's working for me. And here we are today. So
tell us about a bit of your upbringing besides your artistry. Yeah.
Okay, aside being an hype man, yeah?
Yeah, yes.
Actually, I run a fashion brand.
Okay.
Like, that was like the very first thing. I was dancing before, so there were some costumes I needed to make for myself. And these people don't have, you know, when you tell somebody your idea and this person cannot actually visualize it, like, you cannot bring it to life, and you feel so sad about it. So that was when I went into fashion, yeah? And I learned it. Like, I'm wearing my brand, actually. So I went
What's the name of the brand?
VOH Couture.
Okay.
So I went into fashion, I learned it, started making stuff for myself. I didn't learn it because I want to make stuff for people. I learned it because I want to be styling myself. Do you understand? But along the line, people like what you wear. Like, I like what you're wearing. And you'll be like, I'm wearing my brand. Oh, I need it. So aside being an hype man, I have a clothing line that I run. And it's doing excellently well. You get me? So
if you were not a hype man, you'd have been into fashion.
I'm into fashion.
Solely into fashion.
Okay, if I wasn't. Yeah.
So did you learn it as a skill?
Yeah,
You deliberately went to school too, so we could call you a tailor.
I don't mind.
As long as the money is coming in.
Anything like you got me, as far as you pay my money, I'm okay.
We like that. Okay, so let's talk about the difficult part of it. I don't know. From what you tell us about the hype that you do,
yeah,
it seems like a whole lot of positive energy. You take lines from songs of musicians and you hype them, you know. But when you look closely, you know, at the industry generally, hyping really thrives on praise singing, and that comes with a lot of how do I describe it now? Materialism, false lifestyles, and all of that, which puts pressure on the artist. Don't you think that that's a negative side of the job, and how can it be handled?
To every good thing, there's an opposite. Do you understand? But me personally, I have a mindset of staying positive. You get? Like I said, I wasn't really appreciated until like 5 years ago. You get me? So there were times where hype me are not even allowed to get into the party. There were times where you are not allowed to even hold the mic because people tend to see hype me as noisemakers. You understand? But when some hype me actually saw the other part of it and started making it look like it's a professional skill, trying to present it in another manner, then people started looking at it like, okay, I think this is not making sense. Then those that were not doing it right before now to adjust and try to make sure they follow suit, because this is where this thing is going to. So you have to follow the trend or you'll be left out. Do you get? So there were times where the hype was not really paying. There were times where you feel like, am I really doing the right thing? Like, am I not wasting my time? There were times like that. But at the end of the day, to everything, you must actually pick out the positive part of it and keep going. You get me? So I feel like everybody have different approach to things. And my approach to things is, if this thing is not good, then what is the good part of it?
Well, as we're trying to wind down, you're going to do one of those, your voltage for us at some point. Don't worry. But I wanted to find out, yes.
Jeffrey, he's going to hype the morning brief.
Yeah, you're going to hype. You're going to just be thinking of what to do while we're here. But let's also bring another issue. When you go to some concert, maybe some of you guys are great, but sometimes people feel that hype men are like too noisy, too distracting. They don't know when to come in. They don't know when to keep quiet. They just all over the place. Just keep. So respond to that, as well as maybe for those people who are watching you, who are younger hype men, could tell them, look, this is where to just keep that mouth.
Okay, like I said hype has the rhythm, the lumber, and the vibes. Now, there are points where you must keep quiet. There are points where you allow the music to drive on its own without you trying to be an extra force. These are the things that, it's either you are learning it from a role model, or you are learning it, there's a role model, there's a mentor or whatever. But me personally, first job of an hype man is to know music, listen to music. I didn't learn hype with Amapiano. I learned hype with R&B, startup songs.
You can hype R&B?
Yes.
Oh, really?
So hype has two parts. There's a startup, there's a turn-up. Now, the startup part is where you allow the music to drive, and a little talking. It's very little. Even on the turn-up side, a little talking too. So there are parts where the DJ gives you an empty beat with no voice in it. That is when you should just express yourself. That's when you bring the lamba. That's when you bring the vibe. But when the music is playing, the artist is singing on the song, you just have to allow the crowd feel the music, allow them enjoy themselves. But if you don't understand this part of hype, you might be talking all through. And for that reason, you are constituting nuisance, you are making noise. They might even tell them, off the hype man might make it come out there. Do you understand? But if you understand these things, if you know when the music should play, if you know when you should be quiet, if you know when to come into the vibe, if you know when to drop the lambas and the rhythms, then you don't have a problem. Because there are hype men that are not in Nigeria, there are hype men in UK, there are hype men in US. They know the job. Do you understand? The way people hype in the Highland is different from the way people hype in Benin.
What's the difference?
Yeah. It's not the same.
It's a good point. What's the difference? So, the way they hype in Benin City and the way they hype in Lagos.
You see, yes, it's not the same.
So the language will be different.
Yeah,
there will be
the language will be different. The tonation will be different. Okay. You understand?
The slang will be different.
The slang will be different. But then again, hype became more viral from Benin City. That's the truth.
Okay, that's your own argument.
It's not an argument.
Okay.
Hype became more viral. Like, if you say this person is a celebrity hype man, it started from Benin. Do you understand? You have likes of me, VOH of Hype, you have Amy Black. We springed up from Benin. So it was from Benin that we were calling us in Lagos. With the year
Benin boys doing big things.
Yo, do you understand? Like what Charlie is doing, that's hype. That's the kind of hype we do in Benin. You just be dropping the lambas on the beats, on the empty beats.
Okay, you're going to drop the lamba on the beats.
No, there's no beat here actually.
Okay, you're going to create beat here. Our show is called The Morning Brief, and you're on Channels Television.
Okay.
So I don't know how you're going to mix it with your
this one's with Magneto.
Okay, this is your song. Amapiano Breakfast.
Yes,
VOH of Hype. Okay, featuring Magneto. Yeah. It's been a while I saw him, by the way.
Yeah.
All right.
That's you with the chef cap.
Yeah. That's like on my look. Okay.
Stuff, yeah. So before we go, it's not going to take more than 20 seconds. Something you can just drop for us, you know. You're the hype man. You came to hype, so kill it. You have the floor.
Aye.
So this is your camera, by the way.
Camera rolling action. Yeah. They call me the VOH of Hype, and we did for money brief. The discussion not too long. The discussion did very brief. And this is Channel Television.
Okay, my producer said they are giving you beats. Oh yeah, let's turn up the front of the bar. Let's turn it up.
Okay.
All right, let's kill it.
Okay, now you have beats.
Now you have it. Let's go. No excuse. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go there.
Increase the volume now.
Oh yeah, give us a lamba.
Hey. That's right. Okay, first of all, I have to introduce myself.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, now here we go. They call me the VOH of hyping, the party. I'm the life of the party. Oh yeah, now say if they're not ginger, you ginger yourself. Nobody clap for you, clap for yourself. You don't try for yourself. See many battles when you win by yourself. I did for Channels TV. we sit down for the money brief. Say, we did for Channels TV. We sit down for the money brief. Oh yeah, Channels TV, money brief. Channels TV, money brief. Oh yeah, Channels TV, money brief. Channels TV, money brief.
Martins Aturemo, Voltage of Hype, thank you so much for coming on the program, and wish you success and more money.
Oshé, thanks for having me.
All right, thank you so much. Bukola, I just felt like going on, but it's Monday, so we got to keep it classy and simple.
Yeah. Do the camps.
And keep it fun and upbeat too, so ensure that you have an upbeat week. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back again tomorrow. I am Bukola Koka.
And make sure you keep the voltage as high and as hype as Voltage of Hype. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jeffrey Zama. Bye-bye.